The Indian Pueblo Cultural Center was founded in 1976, and it was really founded for purposes of educating the public about the history, culture, and continuing evolution, so to speak, of the 19 Pueblo tribes of New Mexico. We really have the same kind of responsibility as, say, the National Archives or the National Museum of the American Indian, and the other museums and institutions throughout the United States. So it's important for us, almost in a default position, to make sure that we care for and preserve all the various forms of our history over the past 100 years.
The Indian Pueblo Cultural Center's role is huge. It's a very important thing to understand the process for accepting donations, or if we really want to go out and pursue particular purchases of items, then our role here is to know that A, we have the space to accommodate all of these things, and B, that we have the proper space to store them safely and properly. And so these are really important key things for us to consider when acquiring or accepting donations. I'm Amy Johnson, and I'm the Collections Management Specialist here at the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center, and I've been working here for 9 years.
My name is Ron Solomon, and I'm the President and CEO of the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center and Indian Pueblo's Marketing. I've been here for about 10 years now.
We do educate with our collection, from our collection. The pottery does tell stories, and a lot of our history is not written. A lot of it is oral history, and so this storytelling is kind of a big deal at the Pueblos, and that's why we really endeavor to take care of our collection as best we can, is we want to have these pieces available for coming generations.
Every day that we increase our capacity, we also see an additional need that comes right behind it. So we're constantly challenged now to provide additional space. With IG's assistance, we've been able to enhance the flexibility and agility of our storage system here, which largely was racks made out of wood and whatever we could garner.
Access was a really big issue, and visibility. We had a real big problem to get to the items in the back, all the objects in the back. You'd have to remove the pieces in front. So that caused a lot of unnecessary handling of pieces that we weren't actually going to be using. Now with the space-saving unit that we have, our pieces are a lot more visible, and we don't have to reach from one side to the back side, because we can just simply roll the unit the other direction and reach the other side without having to possibly knock over something or bump into something. And so access has improved immensely for us. The metal drawers were a great change from the wooden ones we had before. And again, visibility, being able to see what is there once we open the units individually and let the light in, and we can see really from one unit to the next.
What we have in terms of the carriages being able to be consolidated and being on rails, that certainly helps in terms of the day-to-day kind of activity that our staff have to engage in. And anytime you do that, you put people at risk. You also then put the artifacts at risk too. So the kind of carriages that we have now have brought a very, very welcome dimension now to our storage capacity.
What helped us was all the options offered as far as the depth of the shelves. So we have everywhere from 18-inch deep shelves to 20, 24-inch deep shelves. We had a very unusually shaped building. It's got a big curved wall in the back, and so the space we were dealing with was almost like trapezoidal. It was not a perfect square, it was not a perfect rectangle, but we had to fit a perfect rectangular system in this odd shape, and it worked.
And that really represents a new level of professionalism and care for the kinds of artifacts that we have here. And that kind of enhanced professional capacity has really enabled us to showcase the items and to readily retrieve them, and also to feel more confident in their everyday care and preservation. In terms of looking at storage needs for other institutions throughout the United States, particularly in Indian country, I think you'll be lowering the risk substantially of any kind of contamination for those valued artifacts that we all are responsible for.